Wednesday, and I thought that I would, just start a vlog because why not? So, there's nothing super interesting going on. Today is our last day of school, and I am over the moon about that, and so is Rowan. I have a couple new shows I think I want to try to watch. I have some stuff that I want to try to read. I've actually been in a reading slump, and I've started lots of things, but I haven't finished anything, so I'd like to finish at least one book this week. I mean, a lot of it is I've been reading just the last couple of things I've read have been fairly mediocre, so which is fine. I think they were 3-star books, and I can't even remember what they were, but it doesn't really inspire me to dive into my TBR pile. So, yeah, I thought that I would just pop in and say hello and kick things off, so to speak. Another pair of overalls. I don't know, these are kind of small. I think I ordered these in a medium. Are you really looking at them? I wish I would have gotten a large. I think I also got another white t-shirt. Oh yeah, with like a little puff sleeve action, some rings. Does this actually have what I ordered in there? No. And I should have my first haul from them up. I did. I ordered that jumpsuit in medium. I should have gotten it in a large. This dress, I thought it would be cotton, but it's not. Did I look at fabric? I'm really obsessed with blue and white right now, but it's a maxi dress. I don't know. We're gonna have to do a little try on maybe later. I'm not exactly feeling great right now. And then this is a is also more cropped than I thought. Possibly. Did I get this in a large? I did get this, so this is a large, so hopefully it should fit, even though it's shorter than I thought that it would be. I also got, some rings. I got another pair of nails. I just took the ones I had off, or the ones I had on off yesterday, but I really like them. They're only like $1.99 or $2.99. They lasted me for like a week, and I like them because they're a little bit smaller. I apparently have small, like, nail beds, I think they're called. You do have to, I wouldn't use like the sticky tabs that come with it. I just use regular nail glue. And then I also got some like hair ties, which I thought would be cute. So they came 4 in a pack. Let's see, yeah, I need to like steam these or iron them or something like that kind of thing. So that's just like a little mini haul. I'll probably try things on later. I don't really feel that well. I think I may have an ear infection. I'm not sure, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna call my doctor tomorrow if I wake up and I'm not feeling that great, to see what I need to do. And I like these rings. They were like, I think they were like $2 or something. I'm not expecting them to like last a long time, except they're kind of large. My fingers are smallish, so I'll have to see which ones fit and which ones don't. If I have some that don't fit, I can give them to my daughters. But I just, yeah, I wanted some gold like bands. There's one that I have on, and then I have that one on that finger. So yeah, I'm going to, what time is it? It's 3. I think I'm going to try to lay down and read a little bit. I just took some Advil to see if it will help the pain. So I'm going to do that, lay down. I'm not sure if I'm going to listen to something or actually read a book. So I'll try to update you on that a little bit later. Well, we had a slight change of plans, and I ended up going in to see the doctor. Like I'm having like some pain right here, and I was kind of worried that it was possibly an ear infection, but I do have some fluid in my ear, so that's a thing. So she is calling me in a prescription, but she thinks it's mostly anxiety and just like the way that I sleep at night, which I've been, I think I tend to, I don't know, not necessarily grind my teeth, but I think that I hold a lot of like stress and anxiety in my jaw. So yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, no strep. Well, she swabbed me, but I don't think it's strep, and I'll have to pick up the prescription later. So yeah, we're headed back home. Okay, so this is the dress that I got yesterday, which I do like. I need some other kind of bra, obviously, and it's way longer. Ignore my mess right there, but it's way longer than I assumed or thought it would be. Like I have on, like I would have to wear some kind of heel with it, which kind of, I thought it would be a much more casual dress. But I think the fit is okay. I just need like a different bra on with it. And this is these are the overalls and the white t-shirt, which I really love, like the puff sleeve detail. I thought that I was a little worried because I got these in a medium, but yeah, I actually like them. And then this is the one shoulder top, which I like. Obviously, I wouldn't, these are the shorts that I have on today, and I wouldn't wear them with this. And I don't have on the right bra, but other than that, I actually really like this top. So, yeah, I'm happy with all of the things that I got. So, go me. I have not really checked in all day. So we have not done much today, or I should say I have not done much today. I have never had an ear infection. And now at the grand old age of 47, I have my first one. And now I understand why babies really like tear shit down when they have ear infections, because I don't remember the last time that I have been in this much pain. So today is my first full day. Like, my doctor wrote me a prescription for prednisone. And so when I picked it up yesterday, I think it was like 6 doses, and it just said to like take them all at once, even if you get it like late at night. So I don't know, we picked it up yesterday evening. So when we got home, I took them all, but this was like my first full day on it. And so like last night I felt a little bit better, but I was just so uncomfortable and in so much pain, and I had planned on actually sleeping in this morning, since yesterday was the last day of school, and I just couldn't, because like the side of my skull basically hurt. And so, yeah, I've just really haven't been doing much today because of it. So I have one more dose to take tonight before I go to bed, and I will have had like, my first full day on it, and it's starting to feel a little bit less intense, but it still really hurts. So I haven't done too much today at all. I've basically been napping in between, like kind of fixing breakfast and lunch for Rowan and kind of chatting with him about different things, and managed to make the beds today, and that was kind of it. So I still haven't managed to read anything. I'm in such a major reading slump, and it's starting to cause me a little bit of like stress. So yeah, what else have I done? Really not too much of anything. So I am going to paint my nails and probably just call it a night. We do have plans tomorrow to like go out tomorrow morning and maybe do some stuff. Maybe convince my husband to go plant shopping if we're out, or book shopping if we're out, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all that's happening. I'm trying to edit a video. I worked on that a little bit today, but that was it. So yeah, probably I will just try to pick up the camera again tomorrow. Hello. So I am just checking in, and it is 5 o'clock. We had planned on going to like this place to get some fresh flowers and like pick up breakfast and do a whole like eat outside thing this morning. However, last night, like, I don't know, my husband and my son and the dog went over to our neighbor's house to hang out with them in their backyard for a little bit, and I was just kind of out of it with my ear infection. And when they came home last night, I don't know, Gracie was really like, she seemed like she was really anxious. She wouldn't really settle down. She kept laying down and then getting up and kind of pacing around the room. And then last night, during the middle of the night, she was like super restless. She usually sleeps in our room, like on her dog bed on the floor, and she usually like gets on her bed at like, I don't know, 9, and she's kind of out of it until morning. And she kept getting up, but not getting up. Like if she for some reason needs to go out during the night, she'll usually just get up and go like scratch at our bedroom door or whatever. But she wasn't doing that. She just kind of kept getting up and like pacing back and forth, and then I could hear my husband up with her, and then he randomly like woke me up at 3 o'clock asking me like where some medicine for her was. And anyway, long story short, none of us really got a good night's sleep, and it appears that she either like injured her tail or like pulled the muscle around her tail. We're not quite sure. We called the vet this morning, and they weren't in the office today. So yeah, I mean, she's like up and eating and stuff. She's not as agitated as she was last night, but like clearly she's like, she's not in pain unless we like touch it, obviously, but you know, I don't know. So anyway, we have not done much today. I finally got up at 5 because we ended up having to put Gracie in the bed with us so that she could kind of like settle down and rest, and then that ended up with like her sort of like inching me out. So I ended up getting up at like 5 and just going downstairs and just kind of doing some stuff around the house. I did, however, finally, I think, break my reading slump. I started, I got the audiobook and the ebook for, I think it's called Broken Girls by Simone St. James. She also wrote The Sundown Motel, which I read last year. I don't remember if it was, yeah, I think it was the end of last year, and it was one of my most favorite books of the year. I really, really liked it. It is sort of, well, The Sundown Motel was sort of like a supernatural thriller about these missing girls and kind of this hotel in this small town in upstate New York, and like how everything kind of revolved around that. The Broken Girls is about, once again, there's like a dual timeline. So it takes place in 2014, I think, is sort of the modern timeline, and like 1954, I believe, is the other timeline that we're kind of working in. And it is about a boarding school in this town in Vermont um, the Idlewild School, I believe is what it's called. So in the sort of in the past story, there are four girls who are students at this boarding school. They're roommates, and we are learning a little bit about their backstory. So this school apparently was for kind of girls that their families didn't really know what to do with at the time, and they had sort of flunked out of everywhere else, or it was really just a place for families to send their daughters when they didn't know what to do with them. And the sort of modern day storyline at this point, the school closes. I'm not sure when, but at some point the school closes, shuts down, and the I don't even remember, Fiona, that's her name, is the point of view that we're getting right now, and her sister was murdered in 1992, I think it is, and her body was found on the grounds of this school, and sort of she is a reporter for like a local kind of newspaper magazine, and so she gets drawn back into telling the story of the school. Her sister was murdered. Her sister's boyfriend at the time was arrested, tried, and convicted for her murder, but she's always felt like there's something else going on. And so she discovers that the family of the boyfriend, who is still in prison, they had owned the property, and they finally were able to sell it, or someone bought it, and they apparently are renovating this school and want to get it up and running as a school again. And so she is sort of drawn back into the mystery of it. I think I don't know how long the book, I think maybe it's 8 hours, and at this point I've listened to not quite half of it, so I'm feeling good about saying that my reading slump is over. I'm really enjoying it. There's something about the way that she's able to weave both of the timelines, and she has this really, I think, good ability to, I think, capture what it's like to be in that period of like teenhood into like your early 20s, so like your late teens or early 20s. The other book, The Sundown Motel, some of the characters were around that age, and I think she does a really good job at sort of capturing a little bit of the frustration that you feel in those moments as a young woman, like how frustrating it can be, and how repressive it can feel, and how angry you can feel without even really knowing why. I just think she does a really good job of kind of speaking to all of those emotions. But anyway, yeah, so that's really what I've been doing. I've been listening to the book. I've been trying to sort out some plans for the next few weeks with school out. Rowan's not going to summer camp. We're still not super comfortable doing a lot of things. He's not eligible to get vaccinated. He's only 7. So that is still like a concern of ours. But I also don't want to have us be kind of on our screens all summer either. So I'm trying to put together like some rough ideas of things that we can do, and kind of things that I can do to kind of keep him engaged. we keep things really flexible with him a lot of the time, and we kind of have to play it by ear. But I would like to. I've definitely learned that I'm a person that if I don't like think about it and like have a plan for it and write it down, it there's no way that has like a chance of even happening. So that's what I've been doing this afternoon. They've run out to get something to eat. I'm still not really feeling that great, so I probably won't eat dinner. But yeah, if anything interesting happens, I will check in. Are you happy you get to swim? Okay. The peonies on the side of our house bloomed like 2 weeks ago, I think, most of them. I still have a few that I could kind of cut, well, kind of on their last leg. And I'm bummed that I forgot to come out here and cut some more of them, but we do have our little tree covered up because cicadas are setting to emerge. We haven't seen any. I have a friend that lives like about 10 minutes north of us, and they've spotted some. But these are the peonies in my front yard, which are my most favorite flowers. So I'm going to cut the ones that have bloomed already and get them in vases in the house. I started editing the vlog and I realized that I did not have a final clip, so I wanted to pop back on and just talk a little bit about The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, which I ended up finishing, and I really, really liked this book. I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars, I can't remember, on Goodreads. And I can't even remember like how much I or what I said about the book. So it is a dual timeline. You get a story that takes place in like 1952, I believe, and then the modern timeline is, I believe, in 2014. The stories are connected by the main character in the current timeline, whose sister had been killed 20 years before, and her body had been found on the property of the school. And so she is kind of drawn back into the investigation of her sister's death and how it's connected to this school, if it's connected to this school in any way. This is, I would say, it's like a supernatural kind of thriller. It has an element of a ghost story, which her other novel that I read, The Sundown Motel, also had. But I will say, like, I'm not a ghost story horror fan in any way. Like, I don't like to be scared. It's not really my genre. And I wasn't. I think the Sundown Motel is a little bit eerier in that way, but it still isn't like frightening. I do like the fact that the ghost element is dealt with almost as a given. Like, anyone who is kind of told about what she's experiencing at the hotel, there are scenes in like the past storyline where the girls who are students at the school have an experience with this ghost. I think they call her name's Mary, and it's just a given that she's there. So it's not, I think a lot of, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. I don't know what she's seeing, but she's at the screen door going nuts. I think there is a tendency, especially in stories involving teenage girls, where they might experience some things that are, supernatural or occult-like or whatever, and there's this tendency to treat them like they're crazy. And I think that sort of goes hand in hand with just the way teenage girls and the things that they're interested in and the things that they like and the people that they are treated with derision, sort of. And it's not handled in that way in this book, which I really appreciated. So if you're kind of into that and you're looking for something to read or a new author to pick up, I would highly suggest Simone St. James. I'm interested to see what her next book is coming out. I will probably try to read that as well. So that, I'm glad to say that I'm sort of out of my reading slump. I've started 3 new books that I'm kind of excited about. I don't know, one of them's a romance, and I started it as like a palate cleanser, and I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about it. And then I started listening to 2 other mysteries. I have some nonfiction stuff that I want to get to this month as well. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I hope you enjoy the vlog. If you would like to see more from me, I invite you to click that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.